I wouldn't pay anybody outside of like a couples therapist that kind of money.
See, but
and even that I would be like,
but
this is starting to get pricey. Is it making a difference?
But that's value that I would argue that there's value that comes out of that.
That's what I'm saying is like, if it's making a difference, all right. If not, I'm cutting off these fucking sessions and the marriage. So something's gotta give, okay?
Oh God, just nuke both.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rant Files. I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Miranda.
Hello.
She's going in this episode completely blind and doesn't know what any of the topics are. Now, this is kind of a special episode. It's going to follow a theme.
Okay.
Because we got a Rants on the Rocks episode coming out tomorrow, Wednesday, March 25th. That covers the Netflix documentary Escaping Twin Flames, which is basically about a cult and preying on those that are after true love. So this episode will kind of follow that theme. So to kick things off, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Following the theme, this week I want to talk about following relationship advice from external sources. So anything from online to friends and family, apps, or the fucking stars, whatever. What do you think about it?
I think it's tricky. It depends on who you're getting the information from.
That's fair.
Absolutely. That's probably number one. And then along with that is like, how successful is their relationship as well when they're telling you these things? Unless it's someone who's like maybe not in like a super great relationship and they're like, hey, actually, you know, like,
oh, okay. So like lessons learned kind of thing.
I would be like, all right.
I guess I can
you know, it just really kind of depends on, like I said, who it's coming from, what it's about, the
context of it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's really. That's but I mean, I in general don't seek out relationship advice. Yeah. Because I just don't think it makes sense to do that, and like not for me anyway. Because there's always so much more to it than like what the thing, you know, if I'm ever like frustrated about something or whatever, like it doesn't necessarily make sense for me to go to somebody and be like, oh my God, what would you do if this was you? Because chances are there's like a lot of other things
of course, that
have built up to that. So I'm like, the only way for you to get the full picture is for me to go all the way back.
Especially, I think what's even more important too, and not more important, but just as important, is the length of the relationship too.
Yes.
Because if you have a best friend that, you know, you've been best friends with for your whole life, say, you know, 20 years, whatever. And then you're in this 1 year relationship, right? I think that's a little different.
Yeah. That,
because then you can kind of lean on that best friend a little more because they know you a lot better. But if you're, you know, 20 years into a relationship, a marriage, whatever, and you have this 20-year friendship, you're probably going to be, you're probably going to be closer to the significant other at that point, especially 20 years into a relationship. So it's like, they're not, and just like you said, they're not going to know the full context of that 20-year relationship. They're only going to know what you're complaining about or what you're, not complaining, but like ranting.
What the situation
is. Exactly. Yeah. Kind of just venting.
So it's going to be very like surface level to them.
Exactly.
So that's why I think it's kind of funny when, like when people will get on and post about like, you know, the am I the assholes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, there's so many comments that people are like, just leave him or just divorce or whatever. And I'm like,
those
it's
are so funny to me.
Simple.
Oh yeah.
To just 100%. Be like divorce.
That's my biggest problem.
Like, but exactly. It's like to you, it's very surface level. To them, there's all of this other shit that's built up underneath there. It's not always so easy to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
And those people would be the first ones in that predicament or that situation if they had that long. Like there was one where people were just like going out of their minds. I forget what story it was, what Am I the Asshole was. but they were just everybody was just so adamant, just so for sure about the context of the whole thing. I think it was actually the food one. I think that was it. I made a comment about trying to stay friends. And people just like lost their minds over it. But in my mind, it's a lot easier for me, in my own opinion, is that like if that was say it was a 20-year relationship, right? And then you decided, hey, maybe let's test this out, right? We don't need to revisit the whole conversation. It's just like what I was thinking, right? To go along with this is that like if it's a 20-year friendship and you guys were super close and then you tried this one thing and it's like, okay, this doesn't work. Like we just don't mesh like this. Like my viewpoint on it was like I would want to try to, looking at it from like the opposite side of the coin kind of thing, is I would like try to save that 20-year relationship. You know what I mean? Just an example, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess, well, just to further explain on that one, I mean, for me in that scenario, like when you said that, I was like, honestly didn't see any point in being friends because like so many people said in the comments, why would you want to be friends with someone who treats you that way? So that was my number one thing. Yeah. But then also that I didn't have that like hypothetical, long-term relationship in my mind. Exactly. That they were, I think they were only together for like a year or two or something like that. And I was like, I don't know if they said. You're early enough into it that like you can fucking go.
100%. Yeah.
You guys can part ways. Yes. Honestly, I don't think you should be friends. I don't think you need to be friends. I don't think there's anything worthy of a friendship in this relationship. But
it goes along the point of, everybody is so cut and dry about it where it's like, okay, like just divorce or just like leave him or whatever. And it's like, there's always more to the story. Like we can only cover, or the story only covers, the context of that one situation where like when you started this, right? When you responded to this, it was more, there's just more going on in the background than just that one
and
thing,
I still stand by that. So that's why like I don't like to seek out advice on like relationship stuff, or if anything, it'll be like a quick vent and then I'm like, it's actually all. I really didn't need any feedback from anybody. I just needed to like talk some shit real quick and like move on. Yeah. But yeah, I think because really it's like it takes, I don't know how to say it without sounding like such a fucking asshole about it. But I mean, in all honesty, it takes a lot for me to like really give a shit about the advice that somebody has to give me.
I mean, I don't think that's shitty.
Yeah, like you have to, there's just a lot of times that, I mean, because like I'm just so nice to fucking everybody. And when people talk to me, they're like, oh, you should do this and you should do that, blah, blah, blah. I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. That's so great. Yes. You're right.
Because you're a people pleaser.
Because I'm so fucking, I don't want to deal with I don't really like that. And then they're like, well, no, actually, blah, blah, blah. It's just always having to like defend it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me beat you around, like beat around the bush without you even knowing that there was one. And I'm just going to fucking appease you. And then at the end of the day, if it applies, I'll be like, actually, okay. Well, that's pretty good.
That's fair.
And if not, then I'm like in one ear and out the fucking other. I'm not holding on to it at
Honestly,
all.
I don't think anybody can I'm sure they would, but they can. But I definitely wouldn't judge that because it's a solid tactic. Yeah. And I think even Tom has said that in a stand-up, and I thought it was so fucking funny. Oh, so I kind of chuckled when you said it with his mom, because his mom is always like, it's like why fight the devil at this point? Yeah, like just yes, you're right. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I came around on your end, and now I agree with you. Now I'm on your side. You know what I mean? He's like, why are you like this? Why are you doing this? Yeah. Like, what is the point?
Exactly.
Like, what is the point of arguing about this?
I don't want to fucking deal.
So that's a solid tactic. I like that.
So I mean, that's just me.
I'd like to think that I'm adopting that a little more as I get older, especially nowadays. But I know there was definitely a time where I've been known to be confrontational. And if I feel like I'm getting better at it, because if I get something like that, I'm just like kind of just blow it off. Just like you had said, it's like, okay, yeah, that's an idea. Mm-hmm. But definitely there's some where I'm just like, this, you can't possibly believe that, Yeah. And it's like, it's those situations where you can't get pulled down to their level.
I know. That's the hardest part is that sometimes I'm like, don't take the bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just don't take the fucking bait. You got to be able to just walk away. But there are some things that do fester, and I'm like, let me look back around. Actually, I decided I'm not going to let that go.
Which, I mean, there's some things you have to stand for. But at the same time, like, there's just some people you're not going to win with. They're just so...
Oh, yeah. If I already
who fucking cares?
If I already know that this is what you do, I already don't have the fucking time for it.
What do you mean by what you do? Like clickbait kind of thing? Is that what it's called?
Well, I guess it's more so as specifically what I'm in that is like, you know, when you like post stuff online or something and you get that person that's like on your friends list, they don't really ever comment on anything unless they're going to argue with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like in that kind of situation where it's like, you know, that no matter what you say, whether it's in person or online or whatever, they're just gonna find a reason.
They always have something to say. There's a word for that. There's a name for those kind of people.
Annoying.
Oh, okay. That's
what that is.
That's a word. That's a word.
But
antagonist? Is that
maybe like antagonizing? Maybe I don't know, but
like
it's
I don't know.
Yeah, that's just one thing that I just don't. I don't even know if it's that. It's just. Shut up.
Like, why do you get
that's
in
all
comments
that
and
it
just
is well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why?
And like, I mean, I think at this point I've really just like gotten rid of a lot of people that were doing that on like my Facebook specifically.
Yeah.
You know, anytime like they would never have shit to say if it was like, oh, here we did a fun thing or something exciting or blah 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 blah. But if I posted like something political or whatever, they were one of the first fucking people to comment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
I forget that you're here until you pop up and do some shit like this. So let me just get rid of you.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you might as well.
If that's
right?
the only energy that you have to offer, go away.
I don't understand the concept of why people don't just scroll.
Everybody wants to be heard.
Like, just scroll.
Everybody wants to be heard.
I don't know if it's everybody. There's definitely there's a lot of people that just like
there's definitely people that don't do that. But the people that do that, and like you just kind of start to notice a pattern with certain people like that, and it's like you're not like there's no point in us communicating at all. You're determined to misunderstand me and not see my point ever.
Yeah.
Like you don't even try. So what is the point really?
Right.
Like if I ever saw that there was anything constructive that could even come out of the conversation of like maybe we could get a little bit more understanding from each other, then okay. There wasn't that. It was just outright like, oh, let me just argue with you because like,
and I feel like
there's
there's definitely a lot of things, especially in like today's climates, where there's just not people don't want to hear the other side. They just want their side to be heard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like they don't want to, but it's at the same time like again, just scroll. If it's something that like you know that you're not gonna, why just get in comments and just argue? I don't know. Some people live for that shit though.
I mean, I think it's the same thing when it comes to like relationship stuff that I think sometimes people will just post shit to get a rise out of people, or they just want to like stir up some shit, or I don't know.
That actually goes along a point that I had written down right here too, is everyone has an opinion, whether it's comments in someone's ear or, you know, whatever. If you don't have any, this is my opinion, if you don't have any skin in the game, I say just stay in your lane.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it kind of goes, it's like a twofold kind of thing that, especially if you're like posting stuff online, say if it's about your relationship, and then people start like offering this unsolicited advice, it's like, well, yeah, it is unsolicited advice. And like you said, you don't have any skin, so like you really don't need to say anything. Right. But also you've already put it out there and you're kind of welcoming
100%.
that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, I don't know. But
that's fair though.
So I mean, I guess if anybody ever does approach me and like have, you know, like want to talk relationships or anything like that, I always try to just be impartial about whatever it is. And,
I think that's a smart thing to do because especially like, again, how you started this is that there's more to the story, especially we're not talking like a week, 2 week, even a year relationship. That to me, that's a new relationship, right? Especially us. I mean, we're 15 years in.
Yeah, I was going to say a year feels like
a
long time while you're in it. But when you're past it, you're like...
That's a new relationship,
That
right?
was nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the difference is that there's a lot more behind the scenes, especially in a long relationship.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what matters is that like, it's easy. And this is another thing that I had too. It's easy for someone from the outside to judge immediately.
That's what I was just going to say.
Especially just to either make shit up or stir shit up like you said.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is that another part of that too is that often you get just that one side of it when you're someone's complaining about relationship stuff, unless aside from like a therapist maybe in like couples counseling or whatever, like chances are
they're getting both sides.
Chances are you're only getting the one side of it. And if like say you're with your girlfriends and you're always bitching about this boyfriend that you have and everything, and it's gonna constantly be that he's the problem over and over and over again. You're gonna get these biased 100%. Opinions. So I don't know. I say
it's a good point though.
Tread lightly when asking for relationship advice and definitely take it with a grain of salt when it's just given.
Some of this advice, and I find this the funniest thing in the world, is that some of this advice comes from people who they have no success within this realm. So like we're talking divorce, separation, constant fighting, or what's another one I had? Hating each other.
Yeah, that like was one thing that's another. Yeah, that is
like, why are you giving any advice whatsoever?
Yeah, well, that goes into like, it depends on who the advice is coming from.
I agree. Yeah.
If I know that you're not in a happy relationship or something like that, and you make a comment about mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
all right.
They're just miserable, so they want you to break up with your relationship too.
Yeah, something like that.
Just
where I'm like,
leave him.
If you're not like,
leave them.
Yeah, if I don't feel like you're in a good,
miserable.
Yeah, just it doesn't feel like your opinion holds a whole lot of weight because it feels like you're coming from your own personal situation, and that's not applicable to me.
Not reflecting. I don't know what word I would use for that, but they're just kind of like
projecting.
Yeah, I guess projecting just kind of their own shit on you. You know what I mean? Like
100%. Yeah.
Especially like the girlfriends that like now they're single, now they want the whole group to be single kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait,
I mean, that happens with guys too.
Well, right, yes.
They'll like try and sabotage each other's relationships. Like it happens all the time. You hear stories about it among friend groups and shit. And like, that's why I'm saying, I mean, I literally just read a story about this guy that was like, he had gone out to dinner or something like that. And he was like having this, like celebrating his divorce. And after, like they had some drinks and stuff, his friends were like, I can't believe that you actually got divorced. Like, I can't believe you actually did that. And he was like, yeah, I finally got rid of her, blah, blah, blah. And then like his friends start revealing that like they started messaging her and stuff like that. And they're like, she's actually pretty fucking cool. And like, we didn't know how she was putting up with you all these years.
Oh, wow.
And like, we were surprised that you actually went through with the divorce, and like, now she's single.
Yeah, right.
And it's like shit like that where you think like your friends are telling you one thing. You don't know if they have ulterior motives, and that's not just friend. That could be family. That could be anybody. Yeah. Like if they're feeling bitter or feeling some type of way about whatever they're going through, and they start projecting that onto you, and they get in your head about it. There goes your whole fucking relationship.
That could have been the driving factor of him getting divorced. Was like them
and that's
being
what he
in
said.
his ear.
Yeah, that's what the whole premise of the story
Insane.
was that like his friend, he had been talking to his friends and been shitting on her all this time, and they were like, oh yeah, like you're right, and then come to find out, as soon as she was single, they were like, hey.
See? You can't, the fact that people just take advice from fucking anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be a very small list, if the list even exists. You know what I mean? And in extreme circumstances of like escaping twin flames, You know,
Oh my God.
some people allow a complete stranger to dictate what they do and how they do it. That takes it even a step further, which is fucking insane. Like you are giving the steering wheel of your life to fucking somebody else.
Yeah.
And they're just
That's insane.
I'll never be able to do that. So, I mean, I guess that's why I'll just never fully be able to understand the psychology behind it of like how it gets that deep.
Oh, God.
Because I see it and I'm just like, how did you not see this shit from a mile away?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like,
I think they're just so, and I actually have some topics on this later.
oh, okay.
But it's, I think it really comes down to just being desperate, I guess. Lack of a better
I know.
word.
That was one
careful.
thing that I don't know if I actually said it at all when we were recording, but I know I was thinking it several times when I was putting together my notes for the documentary.
A lot of people just chase, and this is what I'm finding is that a lot of people, especially as we dissect a lot of these stories, is that people just want things immediately. They just want shortcuts and they just want, you know what I mean? Like they just want, they want the guarantee. And if anybody is guaranteeing anything, I think that's a red flag. I think that's, if something looks too good to be true, probably is.
Yeah. Well, I think that another part of it too is just wanting to be like, if you're constantly seeing these people who are in these, you know, like long-term relationships and everything like that, and maybe like that's the point that you are striving to be with your person. You want to just have them and like you're there and it's secure and it's comfortable and like you guys are fully in it and everything. So maybe that's part of the driving factor behind things like that.
Like they want to find that, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like with the shortcut of it all.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
They just want to jump to the
that's
end.
it. And yeah, just wanting to cut through like the small talk bullshit.
Yeah.
And just being like, no, we're meant to be together. So this is it. And now we're in it forever.
Right.
Like it's deep.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
I don't think you can rush this kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody wants that guarantee. All right. Let's get into some rant or rave.
Yeah.
You know the deal. You get 4 choices, and we'll see which ones you want to rant or rave about this week. And we're going with the theme still. So
Okay.
we're going to continue this conversation throughout the entire episode, essentially.
Okay.
Except for the Am I the Assholes?
Okay.
I wasn't going to find things that align with that.
Yeah, that's
because that would be a
fair.
cluster. Just watch the episode that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good one, I think. I think it came out well.
It's a wild story, for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll see when I proof it. But
So this week we got the saying, "The universe told me we're meant to be." Online relationship gurus charging thousands. Coaches telling you who your person is. Private communities built around one belief and one belief only.
I feel like I could rant about
It's a
all of them.
lot to rant about.
honestly.
You want to begin?
Yeah.
Okay. The saying, "The universe told me we're meant to be." Online relationship gurus charging thousands. Coaches telling you who your person is. Private communities built around one belief, specifically one belief only.
So I'm not going to touch too much on that last one, only because we said that we weren't going to go in on religion.
We're not. No.
We're not. I think that this falls under that. That's why I would rant about it. I don't agree with it. I don't believe in it.
Oh, okay. Well, specifically,
think
it was
it's-
really, well, I get where you're going with that, but specifically along the lines of the Twin Flames and like how their methodology, I guess you could say, is like the only way, and anybody that challenges it is wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But we don't have to dive into it.
Okay. I mean, yeah, the online gurus charging all this money. Don't agree with it at all. I think it's getting kind of ridiculous sometimes in a way, I guess. I feel like there was a while there where, and I guess it might have just been like where my algorithm was. I felt like I was getting a lot of like these, join my, or here's my course and blah, 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 like things like that.
Oh, okay.
Where people were constantly selling shit.
Like relationship guru type
It
stuff,
wasn't
or?
even necessarily like relationships. Like it would be anything of like, here's how, like, take my course on investing and this is how you can do that, or like to financial success, or like, you know, whatever it was.
Right.
Like if could be, you know, in your career and finance and your personal life, whatever. It just was, it always seemed like somebody was selling a fucking course for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it very quickly turns into a cash grab a lot of the time. And I don't,
especially if you're charging thousands.
Yeah.
Like specifically in the Escaping Twin Flames documentary, you called out quite a few courses that were like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, there's a lot, and there's a lot out there that
That's insane.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon at all.
That's
like
wild.
there's some bookkeeping ones, because like I'm in some bookkeeping groups and stuff like that on Facebook, and there's a lot of people that come up and it'll be like, oh, if I take this course and they teach you everything about bookkeeping, and then they also teach you how to get the clients and how to build your business and da 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 da. And it's like a $7,000 course or some shit like that.
That's insane.
And then it'll be, you know, like you go on their website and you go look through it and it's like, oh, well, this is the all-inclusive one. Or you can like do little bits and pieces, and then, oh, but if you also get this, then there's also all these extra things. And it's just like thing after thing after thing, like just to sell all this shit. And like I get wanting to make like digital products and stuff and sell those, and obviously you want to make money for the work that you're putting into things. I just feel like there's a very thin line between wanting to like make your money and like starting for it to be kind of exploitative.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you're taking all these little things and you're making it seem like it's a much bigger deal than what it actually is, and you're charging $100 for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, especially if you like, I guarantee your product isn't worth $7,000.
Yeah, like there's just all these things,
especially for bookkeeping.
Like, yeah, and it's
what?
Yeah, I mean, I even
insane.
had somebody message me and tell me that they had like done one of the like free introductory courses, and as soon as she started explaining it to me, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Do not pay any more money for that. I was like, I can help you like answer some questions and stuff like that, but also keep in mind that like I've also been doing shit like this for years.
Yeah.
So depending on where you're coming from with your questions, you really might have to like go and do some classes and stuff like that. I don't necessarily recommend that specific course, depending on which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's just stuff like that where it's really hard to determine what's actually useful and what is just a money grab.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially
and manipulation.
like, I would even say that like, be careful here. That like something like bookkeeping or something like a trade or whatever may be worth somewhat of an investment, not fucking $7,000. I think that's insane.
Lot.
But like I could understand like an investment like that. My thing is like with this, like the online relationship gurus charging thousands.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to capitalize on people that just want to find love. You know what I mean? And though you may be, you know, like trying to do a guarantee or like, you know, set them up with some or whatever the relationship guru is doing, right? They're probably charging upwards of that as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars for something that may not even like there's no monetary value that really comes from that. You know what I mean?
I know. And that's the thing that like I just have a hard time like justifying spending that kind of money on certain things, you know?
Yeah.
And then I would have a hard time justifying charging people for that as well. So that's why I just don't get it, I guess, because
insane.
I think of it on the flip side. And I'm like, the only good reason that I can think of to charge people that kind of money is just to get rich. That's it.
And I think that's the
Not
goal
to
for a lot
actually
of
be
people.
helpful. I know. And that's why I'm like, that's the first thing I think of. So I know that's what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
So like,
I always come back to like, and I always come back to this thought process is that the people that need this the most, maybe not need or want this or whatever.
Yeah.
90+% of those people don't have thousands of dollars to shovel out for whatever you're selling.
That's what I'm saying. That's why,
like why can't you make it affordable? Like, I know your time's valuable and you can still get paid for your time. Like, I respect that. But like $7,000 for one course or even like $1,000, that's insane.
I know.
You are not that valuable.
Yeah,
I promise.
it blows my mind too that like, and I try to think of, you know, like, okay, when I was in college, how much did it cost per like credit hour or whatever, you know, like, and I would get so irritated sometimes, especially when I was like doing courses online. I was like, I'm paying all this fucking money and I'm paying or like learning this shit on my own, practically teaching this shit to myself. So then I come back to that and I'm like, I'm paying you all this fucking money and I still have to sit here and do all this reading and do all this prep and do all this shit.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is like uploading copies of this fucking thing that you put together.
What are you actually
and like,
doing?
yeah. So I just, the more that I think about it, the less that it feels worth it. I don't know.
100%. I agree. And I think there are people, I mean, I would like to think that there are people out there that are trying to do, maybe not I don't want to say the right thing because that's kind of up for interpretation, but doing good by the people that need it the most. You know what I mean? Making affordable products and providing affordable help and stuff like that and still making money. You know what I mean? Like these people are just charging like $10,000 for whatever, right? For these courses is just insane. Yeah. Especially, like I said, and it comes back to the relationship gurus too. Like, your advice is not that valuable.
No.
Especially when it may not lead anywhere.
I wouldn't pay anybody outside of like a couples therapist that kind of money.
See, but
and even that I would be like,
but
this is starting to get pricey. Is it making a difference?
But that's value that I would argue that there's value that comes out of that.
That's what I'm saying is like, if it's making a difference, all right. If not, I'm cutting off these fucking sessions and the marriage. So something's gotta give, okay?
Oh God, just nuke both.
Yeah.
Did you like any other ones or no?
I forgot what they were.
The universe told me we're meant to be. Coaches telling you who your person is. And private community is built around one belief. You said you didn't want to do it.
No, I mean, I don't believe in the whole, like, the universe told me we're meant to be. I think, like, I mean, I don't know, I guess.
I really
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
I really like this one because it's very stalkish behavior.
Yeah.
Which brings me back to one of the people, I forget who it was.
Yeah.
L, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. The universe told me we're meant to be. That's
like, yeah, I'm like, I don't really like the tone of that. So that
spooky.
would probably be a rant for me. Like if someone said that to me, I would be like, let's take a step back.
Yeah.
From things.
The universe told me we're meant to be. Like that's scary.
I don't think that I would feel good about that. Like there are times when like, I'll be like, oh my God, it's meant to be the universe, da da da. But like most of the time, I'm joking when I say shit like that. And also, when I do say that, it's not in relation to like
a person,
you know, or if it is, it's like, oh my God, we were meant to meet or something like that. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know how to explain. It's not like in a creepy tone, I guess. That's gives off.
Yes.
What was that? It's like the something Dahmer effect. The one from How I Met Your Mother where they're like, if you're into it, then it's like the Dobler or something. And
like
if you're not, then it's the Dahmer. Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah. Like if you're into it, then cool. Yeah. You're both like, woo, the universe. We're meant to be. Yeah. If only one of you is like, the universe said we're meant to be together.
especially the like restraining orders and stuff that come into the conversation.
Yeah, like there's a lot that,
Like if one person is getting a restraining order and the other person's like, the universe told me we're meant to be.
I mean, if anybody is getting a restraining order against you, honey, it's not meant to be.
And it's definitely not meant to be. The universe is actively telling you it's not meant to be.
I feel like the universe and the law is telling you,
what I'm saying.
But maybe them too.
Stay
I
away
don't know.
from this person.
Anyway.
All right, time for our first Am I the Asshole? This one has nothing to do with our Escaping Twin Flames theme, like I said. I just found this one interesting.
Okay.
So this story is titled, Would I Be the Asshole for Not Paying for Things So My Brother Can Go to Rehab?
Okay.
My brother, 36, is a severe alcoholic. He drinks about 750 milliliters of vodka per day and smokes heavily in addition to whatever other drugs he can get his hands on. Now, I had to look it up.
750, that's
I didn't
pretty
know. That's
big,
the
right?
big bottle.
That's
I had to
like
look it up
big-
because I didn't know. But
yeah.
that's like the big vodka bottle. Yeah, a day. So that we're talking like
a big fucking, I'm thinking of the,
yeah.
I almost said Smirnoff. It's not that. It's the red label.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. They just vodka,
Okay.
right? Maybe. I don't remember. It could be. But it's the big one.
Yeah.
It's like the big one.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then it's like, so this is like, what's his name? From, shit. What's that show we used to watch with the drunk dad? Frank.
Shameless?
Yeah, Shameless.
Yes.
This is like Frank right here.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So he's been unemployed, living in our grandfather's basement for about 10 years, and our grandfather has been paying for his food, gas, alcohol, and cigarettes for that entire time. Our grandfather died a few months ago, and now I'm the one who has control of the family finances. My brother said he will only go to rehab if I pay for the following things: 2 months of a storage unit to store the things in his car. He's homeless because his girlfriend, who he recently moved in with, broke up with him and kicked him out for reasons I won't go into here. I think we can guess why. A month of cell phone usage, a month of car insurance, $2,000 to cover general expenses he's accrued since our grandfather's passing. On the one hand, some of his requests seem reasonable to keep things afloat while he goes to rehab, which he desperately needs. On the other hand, he's been constantly moving the goalpost and adding expenses while leaving angry texts and voicemails saying things like, "I'm smarter than you," and "I will win in the end." I don't want to be an enabler for bad habits, but I also really want to help my brother get clean if I can. Would I be the asshole for not paying for the things he's requesting and just hope he goes to rehab anyways?
Soft, you're the asshole, because that's not going to solve anything. Just simply saying, no, I'm not going to pay anything, go to rehab anyway. He's not going to go. That's not going to convince him to go.
Okay.
So if you actually want to convince him to go, then come up with some kind of compromise or whatever you need to do just to get him in there, honestly. And then once he's in and like starts sobering up and, you know, going through detox and all that stuff and kind of like starts getting his wits about him, then it'll probably be a lot easier to go back and like go over that compromise that you guys made and make something that's like more realistic. You know what I mean?
Okay. Interesting.
So I think that if he's like, he was asking for what to pay for a storage unit, car insurance,
Cell phone usage.
Cell phone usage.
2 months of a storage unit to store the things in his car. A month of cell phone usage, a month of car insurance, and $2,000 to cover general expenses he's accrued since his grandfather's passing.
Don't give him cash. That's where I would draw the line. I would say, I'm not giving you any cash. I would go with him to set up this storage unit, and I'd be like, here, I'll even help you move your shit in. I don't care. If we need to store your car or you need it here, whatever, you need me to cover the insurance just to keep it street legal while it's parked on the street. I don't know what the fucking rules are where you live.
That's fair.
But yeah, like things like that to help keep things afloat. I would be like, that's no problem at all. We can do that. And then the other stuff, if he's like, I'm going to need some money for like what do they have at like rehab? It's not a commissary like in prison, but like,
I'm sure it's similar.
It's something, something like that, where if it's like, I need money for things like that. Sure, let me send you off with some money. But
You could put it
after
in the
that,
account,
yeah,
I would
but
think,
I would be like, after that, like once he goes in there, I'm going to have a plan with them doctors,
Interesting.
and I'm going to probably like cut off contact for a little bit while you're getting your shit together. Let you go through the medical process, get everything right, and then when it feels like you're ready to have a conversation, then maybe we can sit down and I can explain to you why I felt it was appropriate to do it that way and that I still want to help you, but there are going to be like boundaries within that help.
Interesting.
But sometimes you got to do what you got to do in order to get them into rehab. You can't reason with an addict.
Yeah.
You just can't. So that's why I'm saying like that was a soft you're the asshole, because if you actually want to make a difference, you want him to go and you want to like urge him to go, then don't just straight up say, no, I'm not going to help you. You need to go to rehab. Like try and make it worthwhile to like get the foot in the door and then just fucking shove him all the way in there.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would argue that you're actively reasoning with an alcoholic, with an addict by doing that. So your verdict is a soft, am I the asshole? Or I'm sorry, soft
you're the asshole, only because of that specific approach that you're trying to take. Otherwise, like, no, I don't think you're the asshole for wanting to like make sure that he's not going to do anything, like take off with your money or obviously the normal concerns that you would have.
Yeah.
I completely get it. But just to say, I'm not going to pay for anything, you need to do this, and then expect it to go the way that you want to, you're
a lot more understanding than me, obviously, and the rest of Reddit. Because this is a 36-year-old man that's talking to you like you're below him. You know what I mean? I'm smarter than you. I will win in the end. You know what I mean?
100.
Like,
that's what it is.
Shit.
Oh yeah, that's what it is when you're dealing with an addict. They lash out at you. That's how they behave. Yeah. He's probably drunk as shit. Doesn't even remember that he fucking sent those messages. He's just drunk and mad. That's what she said. He needs to go to rehab.
Yeah. My verdict is not the asshole. 100%. I definitely wouldn't. And I would argue too that most of this isn't needed. Why do you need a month of car insurance when you're going to be in fucking rehab?
I know.
You're not going to be driving.
I was going to say the same thing too. That's why I threw in like some places, if just have it parked on the street, it needs to be street legal.
A month of cell phone usage as well. You're most likely not going to have a cell phone.
Probably not going to have your cell phone.
Because there should be a landline there that you have to use because you're pretty much on lockdown.
You should be on like monitored communication.
And then the 2 months of storage units. I don't think you need your own storage units for just things in a car. I would say that like if the grandfather's place is still like there, just leave it there while you go to fucking rehab. You're not going to need it.
It's probably paranoid. Thinks people are going to steal his shit.
Yeah, and then the $2,000 to cover general expenses he's accrued since our grandfather's passing. Most likely this is for booze. Probably. And I am not going to give you $2,000 so that you can pay off your booze bill. You can deal with that shit when you get out. So that's a non-starter as well. Yeah. So I would say most of this is a non-starter for me. I wouldn't give you a fucking dime, right? Once you get out, how I would approach it is that if you really, because you're a 36-year-old fucking man. Mm-hmm. Like you should be past all this. Like this is shit you do in like your teenage years and stuff like that. But if you're doing it later in your life,
I hope you're not a raging alcoholic in your teenage years. But,
I mean, if you're getting into trouble, it's better to do it before you actually.
I agree, but that's not necessarily better.
I guess. I mean, I would argue that it is because like there's not people depending on you. You know what I mean? It's better to get that kind of stuff out of your system because at this age you shouldn't be asking your sister or whoever, right? Your grandfather. He was being taken care of by his grandfather for 10 years. Yeah. So from 26 to 36.
He was clearly being enabled that whole time. Exactly. And it's not. No.
So my verdict's definitely not the asshole. Mm-hmm. I pulled 3 comments from this one. The first one is not the asshole. He's a grown man who has used his grandfather for years. Time to cut the cord. Your brother doesn't want to go to rehab. I can tell by his aggressive texts. Don't pay for his mistakes. If he has no income, he qualifies for Medicaid and he can access a wide array of substance use services, including rehab. He needs a social worker, not you. Let him drain a professional.
Oh, there you go.
I like that one. And then the last one, not the asshole. Even if you give him everything he asks for, he's not going to go to rehab. The only thing you can do for him right now is to continue to say no to all of his requests.
I mean, yeah, that really is the like number one thing is that, I mean, obviously everything that I said was on the condition that like he actually does go to and actually commits to going in. So that would be where I was coming from with all that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he's like, oh, I'm just, give me this and I'll go. Give me this and I'll go. And like you keep giving things and he keeps putting it back. Obviously, he's not going to fucking go. Stop giving him shit.
I don't think he's going to go
like,
at all. No.
I mean, but
I
yeah.
say don't give him anything. And then I'll do all of this for you. Even honestly, what I would do, I would even do the $2,000 to cover general expenses he's accrued. If you come out of rehab. Like successfully.
Yeah.
You do the whole program, I'll do all of this for you.
Yeah, that's
too easy.
I mean,
Not a dime
definitely.
before.
But that's what I'm saying though, is that like beforehand, he's not gonna reason with that at all. So it's a combination of like wanting to help, but also meeting him where he's at. So yes, you can offer like with that compromise and say like, yeah, I'll pay for the storage unit or whatever, you know, all these things, but like, you got to go. But that's where it needs to end at. If he's not going to go, then like, okay, it's done.
Yeah, I don't think
And then once he gets in there, you need to give him some time because he's going to fucking rage out. He has to go through withdrawals. It's not going to be a pretty process. He's going to feel like shit through it and he's going to need somebody to take it out on. So probably best for you to just keep your distance.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say, you know, like if you can get him just in there and let the professionals deal with him, then once he's of sound mind, then you can come back and, like you said, offer for, you know, to do the 2,000. If you successfully complete this, would be like, man, you made it through the fucking withdrawals. You're doing great. Like then, you know, when he's on the other side of the real suck, then maybe you can have that conversation. But
yeah, I definitely agree. But I don't think that he's planning, now that I'm actually looking at these requests again, I think if you did give him any of this, I think he's planning to move into the storage unit.
Oh yeah, probably.
I think that's what's happening.
If you give him anything and it's not like as he's like signing into rehab, he's gonna fucking take off and do whatever he wants to do. Yeah. This all needs to happen within like the rehab. Like while you're there in the office, like, okay, you signed the paper that you're committing to this. Yeah. I'm signing the paper that I'm paying for your storage. You know, like some shit like that. Guess. I don't know. It would have to be a very like strategic situation.
I think the best way,
that's where you're at.
I think the best way to move forward is just not give him anything until he gets out.
You know, I think, and at the end of it, like, obviously you're not the asshole. There's no part of this where you truly are the asshole. I just say, like, if you do want to help, just simply saying, I'm not going to do anything and you need to do this on your own is not going to do anything.
I suppose I think it would be tough love. And I think he would, he has nowhere else to turn. He has nowhere to live.
That doesn't work for everybody though.
I suppose.
Like, just because that's the way that you think is appropriate to approach it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what he's going to be receptive to. So that might just make it worse.
It doesn't matter what he's receptive to. He's being aggressive at this point.
No, I know that's what I'm saying, because you're dealing with an addict. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I think like I said, everybody else on Reddit as well, like all the comments and everything, just cut him off. That's the best thing to do right now is cut him off, because until he's willing to help himself, no one's going to force him to the door. Yeah. You know, so, but.
Yeah, the help has to be like very strictly conditional.
Yeah. All right, it's time for Maybe It's Not That Bad. This one is about something that most people hate, but you actually don't mind, or you think wouldn't be that bad.
Okay.
And we're back to our theme, right? So this week we got believing you have a soulmate, spending money on relationship coaching, or even the actual setup, not being obsessed with finding the one, not looking for shortcuts in life.
I think it's not that bad. 1 and 3 I liked the most.
Okay, 1 was believing you have a soulmate.
Okay.
And 3 was not being obsessed with finding the one.
That's ironic.
What you got?
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with believing that you have a soulmate. Again, it goes back to how it's received though.
Okay.
If it's like a mutual type of situation, then
Okay.
by all
Yeah.
means.
Not like a stalkish.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily mean that has to be like in a romantic sense. Like it can be that you feel like sometimes your soulmate is like your best friend and you just like fucking click. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship together, but like you love spending time together. You're interested in the same things.
Yeah.
You can sit and talk together. You can do nothing together. You can do everything together.
Could also be the same person.
Like, yeah, exactly. It could be however it is, whatever the relationship is. I fully believe that that's, or like that you've like known each other in a previous, like, get into the woo of it all.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like I definitely believe that. I don't think you need to obsess over it.
That's the thing right there.
But I think that if it feels right, then it's
That's fair.
Hopefully it is right.
I think if you obsess over it, I think those are the people, not to judge too much, but those are the people that join these kind of cults. Yes. And like they look for these guarantees and these, these relationship
They just want that
gurus.
validation that they're correct.
Exactly. Validation that they're correct. What do you mean?
That whoever is their soulmate and like how they're feeling is.
Oh, okay.
They just want that validation.
Okay.
They want somebody to say like, yes, you're right. Keep going. You're on the right track. Like keep pushing for it.
Yeah.
Or whatever, Yeah. And like that's you don't need that.
And also my example for that one, number 3, not being obsessed with finding the one, it's like a pot. It'll boil as soon as you stop looking at it.
Yeah.
If you're actively looking for your soulmate, I would argue that you're not going to find it because you're looking too hard. You're looking to these relationship gurus, these coaches, or you go into these places where you're supposed to find these people. You know what I mean? Like you may just run into them while you're living life.
Yeah, I feel like if you're trying to force it, then it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
If it does, I would say that's the exception and maybe don't take it to heart.
Yeah. And also I would say too that like if you're in that mindset where you're actively like you're obsessed with finding the one or whatever, like the first person you meet, you're going to have this kind of I guess veil over.
Yeah, you're going to want them to be the one.
Exactly.
You're going to want that first meeting to be electric and you're going to want everything to be amazing and you're going to have these rose-colored glasses on and like
there it is. Yep, exactly.
It might
dangerous.
not be as good as you think it is. It's just because you want it to be.
Yes, and that's dangerous because then you're just like you just got to let it happen. And I know it's easy to say something like that when, you met your person 15 years ago in your first college class. You know what I mean? Like I understand that bit. And I definitely am sympathetic for, people that are actively looking for theirs. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's a big difference between just kind of living your life and kind of just letting it happen naturally and going to a guru or joining a fucking cult or like trying to, especially like if somebody's trying to assign you your person or your twin flame, fucking run.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely sympathize with the people that have to like date and stuff because that sounds like such a fucking nightmare.
Sounds awful.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah.
So that.
But some people are, they live that every day because they're still trying to find their person. So that's kind of but again, I think that's letting it happen naturally to me. You know what I mean? Is like kind of going through the process of dating and like, don't just obsess over finding the one or the first person you meet or even have somebody assigned to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not going to get you anywhere. And I mean, the case in point is really this documentary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it's
none of those relationships worked out.
Yeah. It can just be really tricky to, try and like make something that's not meant to be. I just don't
100%.
think it's necessary. But I mean, again, like I've not been in it, so I guess maybe I don't really have a whole lot to add to that.
Even though you haven't been in it though, it's definitely from an external kind of perspective, it's definitely easy to see that toxicity, I guess, and that kind of just
just the whole being obsessed over it, looking for the guarantee, looking for the shortcuts and stuff like that. If it looks too good to be true, sounds too good to be true.
All I know is if, God forbid, anything ever happened here, I'm good. I'm not going to date. I don't.
It does sound exhausting. But like I said,
I'm honestly just...
people that haven't met their person, they have to. It's either that or you have to go to one of these fucking gurus and join the Twin Flames cult to find your significant other.
I would rather just be by myself, honestly, because the thought of having to start over with someone new is just so...
Yeah.
I'm tired thinking about it.
That sounds awful.
Having to get to know someone.
Yeah. But...
And then like live together and just go away.
It's easy to think like that, though, when you already have your person.
I know.
You know what I mean? From somebody that's never had a person, I can see why they would be like, "Look, I'll give you my entire bank account."
I mean, I
to make
have
this happen
heard
for
from
me.
some people though to be on the other side of it, that they're like good being without their other person. Or like if they get into a relationship,
divorce or something?
They're like, actually, I'm good. We don't need to like.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I would
no,
think that's
I
not
mean,
even their
or
person.
not even after a divorce, or just realizing that like it's just not worth it.
Like to just be single forever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like some people are just opting to do that instead because it's just better.
I guess.
So
I would
I
think
don't
that
know, it
eventually,
depends.
at some point during life, you're gonna get lonely, especially like as you get older.
I mean, if they have other fulfilling areas of their life, then they might not need a partner.
That sounds lonely to me.
I don't know
That
if they like being alone and then they can just go out with their friends and then come home.
That's
And then
no spouse, no kids, no grandkids, no great grandkids. No, that's crazy to me. I mean, I get how some people can be like that, and that's I mean, to each their own. You know what I mean? But from my personal opinion, like especially being where like the chapter that I am in
I
life,
mean that's not what I want.
that's that's rough. And I think that opinion is going to change. I mean, it might be great, in your 20s and 30s, but 50s, 60s, and you're like,
I mean, it
that's
depends.
crazy.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's when they'll
that's fair.
find their person. I
Maybe.
don't know.
Maybe.
Anything's possible.
And that's the crazy thing too, is that if you let it happen naturally, you may have that opinion right there on this day, but the very next day you run into your fucking, your soulmate or whatever, your person, and then your life changes.
Yeah.
That's best case scenario right there.
That's true.
That's funny. Did you like any of the other ones or just 1 and 3?
What were the other two?
It was believing you have a soulmate, which we did that one, spending money on relationship coaching or even the actual setup. And then the last one was not looking for shortcuts in life.
I mean, I agree with that within reason. Obviously work smarter, not harder, but don't like you can't take a shortcut for everything. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know how much I can really delve into it other than that, but
I mean, it's a good point though, because I like that work smarter, not harder for sure.
Yeah.
But this was more along the lines of like the twin flame thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
doing that shortcut is just, it's dangerous. And like I said, my example, right, is that this person that really wants like their person, their soulmate, whatever, right? Their partner. And they come across this guru or this fucking cult or whatever you want to say, right? This coach, whatever. And they promise all these things, and I could see how this person would be like, you know what? Take everything. Fucking take my card. Fucking take everything I have and make this happen for me. I think that's dangerous. It's absolutely a shortcut because you're just trying to kind of fast track the whole thing, and that's just dangerous.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
that's how you join a cult.
Yeah, I don't. It's not something that I would do. I think. I guess does that kind of go into? Could you throw in like these reality, like dating shows and stuff into that with like the shortcut stuff?
I don't think, and this is just probably going to get lit up for this one, and I don't care. But I would say, in my personal opinion, that nobody that's on these fucking shows is actually looking for love. They're looking for their 15 minutes of fame. They're looking for their next thing.
I
right?
agree.
And that's just my personal opinion. But so I wouldn't kind of, I guess, qualify this as a shortcut because I don't even think they're looking for love. I think they're just looking to get their 15 minutes fame.
Yeah,
and
I
move
don't
on to the
know.
next thing. Because you got to think they're not really. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't have any skin in the game like these people do, if that makes sense, right? These people are dumping their life savings and like they're putting their all.
I guess if you think about like, what is it? Like Love is Blind.
Okay.
They get married or like Married at First Sight. They don't even fucking know each other and they get married. What is the other one? I think like 90 Day Fiance. I think that's just because of the visas. I'm trying to think of what else there is.
I'm not even going to ask the question. That's fine. Why does one person need a visa?
Because they're not from here. That's the whole point of 90 Day Fiance, is that somebody's like from the States and their fiance is from like another country. And I think the 90-day part comes into it because that fiance comes to the States and they live with them for 90 days to see if it's going to work out. I think that's how it works.
Okay. Interesting.
I've never actually watched
And then they get a
the
visa
show.
out of it.
If they get married, I think that
okay.
they can go through the process of getting a visa.
So again, even with that example, I wouldn't say that that doesn't qualify as this either.
Well,
Because
passport bros do that.
Passport bros do that. What's a passport bro?
These guys that go to these other countries and like get these girls to marry them
For what?
because they can't find anybody here.
Oh. And then they bring them back here? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Why a passport bro? Where does that come from? Where have you heard that?
The label that because they get their little passports and go fly around looking for a wife.
Wow. That's a thing. I know that's a thing in the military, but that's not so much just looking for you just fall in love with somebody, at least the people that I know. The more mature people, obviously, is that they fall in love with somebody out in Korea is definitely a popular one.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't qualify that as the same thing because that's drastically different. But somebody that just goes.
Like they specifically will go
insane.
to these other countries and look for these women.
That's like a mail order thing without the mail. No? I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, so I wouldn't even say that, at least the shows, going back to that, I don't think that would be doing a shortcut because I think it's all just for the fame and the 15 minutes of fame.
I guess, well, no, I was saying they're not like on TV. They just go and then bring them back. So
No, I know the
that's
shows.
still like a shortcut.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, maybe even that would be a shortcut for sure. You're not. I can see that point because by definition, that would be a shortcut. You know what I mean? Because they're not waiting for the real thing to happen. They're just gonna go fucking find one and bring them back. You know?
Yeah, no, they go over there and they're
That's
like,
crazy.
"Ooh, I'm so cool and I have so much money. Come and live with me in America." And then they get them over here and they steal their passports so they can't go back home.
Jesus Christ, that should be like a fucking.
I'm sure there's a documentary.
It's a documentary right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
Jesus,
sure there
that's
is. We
insane.
can watch it. It's probably somewhere.
I didn't even know that was a thing. But the shows, though, like I said, I don't think. I guess the only caveat would be those that are actually going on there, which I would definitely argue that more than 90% of them are there for the 15 minutes of fame. But then you go back to the couple that you always reference when you talk about, I think, Love is Blind.
Oh, yeah, Lauren and Cam.
Yeah, the first ones, right? And that worked out, and they're still married, I think. So like
Yeah,
that
they
right,
just had a baby last year.
that right there is pretty solid, you know. So that worked out for them. But I think the rest of them are just, they're not looking for true love. They're just.
There's a few of them. So there's Lauren and Cam, and then Zach and Bliss. I think they just announced that they're having another baby. There's another couple. I think it's Alexa and I fucking forgot his name. I can picture his face, but I forgot his name.
Oh, okay.
Brandon?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, they have a child, but they just announced last year that they were getting a divorce.
Oof.
But yeah, for the most part, a lot of the couples don't. I think in the more recent seasons, I don't know if even any of them have gotten married. Those that I referenced, I think are just in like the first maybe like 3, maybe 4 seasons.
That's why I have such a problem with those shows too, is that like,
Yeah, no, the very first one actually, like, that seemed the most legit out of all of them, just because it was the very first. Nobody knew what the fuck it was. And then I think they might have done like a back-to-back filming with the first and the second, so maybe the second as well.
Oh, okay.
But after that,
I mean, I think it's all just for 15 minutes of fame.
It's just for people to like up their social media.
Yeah, see, that's and then you're gonna marry this person after like just meeting them. Like that's why 9 times out of 10 they don't work out.
Yeah.
And I guess even recent seasons, it's 10 out of 10.
That's what I was saying is I don't.
Not gonna work out, you know?
I mean, I don't remember
now,
the last season I watched.
If you are actually looking for love, I would say this would qualify as a shortcut because you're just trying to fast track the whole thing, you know? And that's dangerous because you're just trying to fast track the whole thing. You're trying to rush it. You're trying to, marry this person without even really knowing them.
Yeah.
That's nuts to me.
You can't hurry love. No, you just have to wait.
That should be played during this segment. All right, time for our next Am I the Asshole? So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Making Enough of an Effort While Hosting My In-Laws? My partner, 31 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 10 years, and we are expecting a baby in 2 months. In the last 2 years, I've started struggling to get along with his parents. His parents live in another state, so we don't see them often. When we do see them, it's either at their place, our place, or occasionally we have been on holiday together. The only time we really struggle is when they visit us. They are in their 70s, whereas my parents are in their 50s, and I don't feel like we have much common ground. On their last visit, I was in my first trimester of pregnancy. It was Christmas, and I was working full-time while my partner, his parents, and brother were all in holiday mode. Christmas is very stressful for me as I deal with a lot of assholes and emergencies, so when I came home, I was exhausted and not particularly sociable, but I did make an effort. I had warned them before they booked the trip that it was a busy time of year for me at work, but they came anyway. They stayed for 10 days, and I joined them for 7 of 9 dinners, but I excused myself for 2 of the nights as I was feeling sick and exhausted, which really offended them. They always sit down at the table and talk, whereas we normally eat on the couch, so I found it hard after a big week at work and wasn't particularly chatty. It all came to a head when they threatened to leave 3 days early because I was making them feel unwelcome. They have threatened this before on a previous trip, and my partner and I had to apologize and convince them to stay. This time around, I felt like I was being manipulated. My partner begged me to sit down and have a talk with them, so I reluctantly agreed. Straight away, father-in-law started accusing me of not making an effort and sitting on my phone. I have an e-reader, and I had been reading on the couch after work while everyone hung out and cooked, but I was not on my phone. Ironically, brother-in-law, B-I-L, brother-in-law, spent the whole trip on his phone and laptop. I struggled with confrontation, so I ended up in tears while they ripped into me. My partner tried to stick up for me, but he gets upset that we don't get along, so I had to defend myself a lot. I eventually apologized, and we made up, but I just felt like I had no choice. I think part of the issue was that I didn't want them coming to stay 2 weeks after my due date. They would have been flying in from Europe, and I'm expecting to go overdue. So I set a clear boundary, but they still tried 3 times to convince me. They didn't want to push their trip back, so they had another family member's birthday. I stood my ground, and now they have stopped talking about visiting after Bub comes. Mm-hmm. I guess that's the baby. Mm-hmm. There is now tension between my partner and I because he doesn't like the fact that I don't get along well with his parents. It makes me feel like it's my fault, but at the same time, I think I'm not the asshole here. Well, Reddit, am I the asshole?
No, not at all. I wish My universal wish for women is that we stop having babies with men who don't like recognize that, like the issue between the fucking family and you.
Yeah.
Like if it's such an issue to him that you guys don't get along, shouldn't have had a baby. I'm not going to harp on that too much because there's nothing you can do about it. But that's just my wish universally. Let's stop having babies with people who we may not be fully compatible with. I don't know.
I think I would argue that they are compatible because they've been together for 10 years. I think this is just the only friction point. Not standing up for this guy in any way, shape, or form. But they have been, this isn't a new relationship. They've been together for 10 years.
It sounds to me like his parents want you to cater to them. And no. Why the fuck do you have to be treated like a maid? Like, why do you have to always be making sure that they're attended to? Like, I don't understand.
What she has going on right now is
she's also
working.
you're working and you're pregnant and like there's a lot going on. They sound very
You don't have to be careful.
I just don't even know like the right word to use, honestly. They sound kind of like uppity a little bit and like very like, oh, you have guests. You need to entertain.
I would have called them cunts.
Like something like, but that's just the vibe that I get is like, we're here, you must entertain us or something. And it's like, I don't want to sit here and fucking tap dance for you. I didn't even want you to be here.
10 fucking days?
You got 2.
I'll
give you 2.
We can probably do a day.
Yeah.
We can do a full day.
I'm picking up some extra shifts also.
10 fucking days.
Yeah.
And then she went to 7 of the 9 dinners and it still wasn't enough.
Even that's what I'm saying is like, what do you want?
Home.
Do you want her to just be home and like stare at you and wait for you to need something? So is that what it is?
I mean, your son can do that.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he's just at your kind of beck and call.
Yeah.
You
like
know what I mean?
What the fuck do you want
she
her to do?
She even said, I had warned them before they booked the trip that it was a busy time of year for me at work, but they came anyway. So I already fucking told you that I was gonna be busy. So, and I do this to this fucking day myself. Mm-hmm. Like this is a busy time or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, we've said multiple times it's busy. We do not have time right now. Do not.
But
come
also,
visit.
I'm not giving you an option, right? And I'm not saying she's wrong in any way, shape, or form. But that's kind of how I would have changed the verbiage if this was me. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to not come. I'm telling you, you will not come because I am busy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying is that it's also probably that her husband is just letting them do whatever. Like he's obviously used to them behaving this way and just giving in to whatever they want and letting them do and say and behave however they want. And like, no.
Just because
fuck up.
Just because we have a pre-existing relationship, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you kind of supersede my current relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, that's really what I meant in the beginning is like, if you are in a relationship and the person that you're in a relationship with can't look at their parents and say like, hey, I need to put a stop to this behavior because like you're interfering with my whatever. You need to fucking cut it off then. Like it just there's whether it's a man that's behaving that way or a woman, it doesn't fucking matter. If the person that you're in a relationship with isn't going to put you first and let it be known, then there's no point.
Yeah, they definitely, I mean, they're 10 years in, so obviously they shouldn't just cut it off like that. But because they've been together, she was 20 and then he was 21. But I do agree that they need to, I think the couple need to sit down and be like, hey, this is not working. Like,
that's what I'm saying is I would definitely tell him like, this is an issue. Now we're about to have a kid and like, it's probably going to get worse. So you need to start laying down the law a little bit more with your parents.
100%. Yeah.
And if you're not going to, then yeah, I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter how long that you're together. If that person's not going to make the effort to make sure that you're secure in your relationship, then fucking it needs to be done. And it sucks if you're together for 10 years 20 years, whatever. But if you realize that you're not getting what you need out of that relationship, then there's no reason to stay in it.
Yeah, but I definitely, so I wouldn't even take this to like divorce, like the divorce conversation. I think a lot needs to happen in between this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because now there's a kid involved too. So
Yeah.
now you're not only disrupting kind of your guys' life, but now you're forever changing the baby. So I don't think
No,
we're there
I
yet.
agree, but I don't think that you
Right.
also need to stay in this relationship where it's going to be this constant battle. Like, why do you have to live your life like that?
No, right,
And
yeah. I think
that's not gonna
they
be good
I
for
think
your
they need to
kid
sit
see
down,
either.
especially because they're not local. They're in a different state. They definitely need to sit down and have a conversation about how to move forward. And he needs to. I do agree that he needs to stand up to his family or whatever. But back to the question: am I the asshole for not making enough of an effort while hosting my in-laws?
No, and I would argue it and say that it wasn't you that was hosting; it was your husband, and he should have been the one catering to them.
I mean, yeah.
And if-
she wasn't even on holiday. Like she
If
wasn't even on
anybody
break.
has a problem with it, then they should be going at your husband for it because like
agree.
they're all on holiday.
Yeah. I think this is 100%. And,
Oh,
and you
be
said it in
on
previous episodes
holiday.
too, is that like when you know, because we're always talking about like relationship stuff, right? A lot of this comes down to like relationship stuff. And you've even said that it's always up to the child, right? If it is, you know,
the direct
contact. Yeah. So if it's in between a couple and then there's like the parents of one of them,
Yeah.
it's that kid. It's them that needs to actually tackle it, right? So I definitely think this is the same thing where he needs to stand up to his parents and, you know, you just need to, and I always come back whenever we talk about stuff like this, I always come back to, is it that awkward moment? Where the guy can't stand up. I've talked about this before, but it's the movie with Kevin Hart and then his best friend. He can't stand up to his mom. He's a mama's boy.
Oh no, that one is Think Like a Man.
Yeah, Think Like a Man. There you go. I always come back to that one,
Uh-huh.
right? Whereas like he's a super like, and I think she gets super frustrated because he does the same exact thing, but eventually he like pulls his head out of his ass and he's like,
Yeah,
he stands
it's
up
just
to
the
his
fact
mom.
of like, is it actually going to happen?
It needs
though?
to happen, right? Because like this is not,
And it needs to happen before it's too late. Like,
yeah, and. Also, she actually stood up to them, which is good. And I would like to think that the husband had her back on this. But I think part of the issue was that I didn't want them coming to stay 2 weeks after my due date.
it doesn't sound to me like her husband really has her back on much.
Yeah, I stood my ground, and now they have stopped talking about visiting after Bub comes. So at least that's going for you. But at the same time, like it always comes back to a united front. You have to be united front.
That's what I'm saying, though, is
You
that
have
if
to be.
all he's going to do is say, like, oh, you need to just apologize. You need to sit down and talk to my parents. You need to do. No.
Yeah, I would
Don't have any more fucking kids with this dude.
I would just say no. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just, it's not going to get better. If
I
he
mean, it
can't,
can't say that it
if
never
he's
will.
not going to start making an effort, like now,
Yeah.
I mean, shit or get off the pot. She's about to have your kid. If you're not going to
yeah.
stand up for her now, then when are you?
Yeah, I agree. That definitely needs to happen. I think they need to sit down and talk about
That's
it.
just how
Yeah.
I would feel. Like that would make me take pause on things. I would second guess a lot.
Yeah.
Start to reconsider some things.
I think they just it needs to start with a conversation and try to work through it.
Well, yeah,
But I
definitely.
agree.
But just the fact that it seems like he's so quick to tell her that she needs to be the
Yeah, I
one
agree, yeah.
to concede to his parents.
Yeah.
And like,
It shouldn't be like that at all.
there's only so many times that you're going to tell me that I need to
Yeah.
be the bigger person or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be the biggest person. Stump all you bitches out.
You need to just like cut them off.
Like, yeah.
Anyways, I have some
don't know.
comments. The first one is not the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner has no clue what 2 weeks post-birth even looks like, and he wants to add even more stress to your life. I think that goes back to them wanting to be there after the child is born.
Yeah, because they're probably the same people that would be like, oh, we'll hold the baby while you get the cleaning done.
No.
Get the fuck out of my house.
You're not welcome here at all. They've been very clear that they expect their daughter-in-law to cater and host them while they visit. So much so, they have lectured you as a child for not living up to it, even when you had warned them that you would not be on holiday during their visit.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, me personally,
Not asking you to not come. I'm telling you, you will not come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I am not on holiday.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. So your in-laws are bullies and your husband is failing you. Forget he doesn't like it when we don't get along. Why is he so comfortable with his parents distressing his pregnant wife and therefore the baby in her womb?
Yeah.
He's got to stand up. You know, they
Yeah.
have to sit down. She has to sit him down and just tell him that, like, this isn't fucking working. Like, you need to stand up to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And truthfully, I think that conversation should only happen once and then action needs to be taken. But
I suppose. I mean, I think this comes back to the another conversation we had is to jumping so quickly to like divorce and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's just a one and done conversation. I think it's probably going to take him. So it sounds like he's kind of like a mama's boy or whatever, right? And it may take some time for him to get over that, but just giving him time to get over that.
I feel like
You know
you've
what I
been
mean?
together for 10 years. You should be pretty well over that by now. That's why I'm saying
Relationship with the
it's-
parents?
All of it. Yeah. You said in the beginning that they've been together for 10 years.
yep.
This isn't the first time that this has come up. So
I don't know. I mean, the baby may have changed circumstances a little. Maybe they're a little more pushy. I don't know. We don't know.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. That's the way I would take it. Is like if at any point in our relationship, like you start making me feel like you're going to put somebody else's feelings before mine or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm immediately going to start reconsidering our relationship and I'm going to start like analyzing things a little bit more closely. And if I notice that there is a pattern, then I don't care how much fucking time there is. If it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I think it would be a lot more consideration being in the situation. But again, it all comes down to they just need to have the conversation, and he needs to step up. You know what I mean? Especially now that the baby's coming too. Like this can't continue. You know what I mean?
I 100%.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Time for Feel Good for the Week. Because it's important to know that there's still good shit happening in the world. So this story is titled "Community Dads Raise Thousands to Surprise Beloved School Crossing Guard with a New Car." A group of North Texas dads raised money for a new car for a beloved school crossing guard, leaving her and the community in shock. Ask anyone in the Moss Haven Elementary School community about Miss Crawford, and you'll hear the same thing. She is so kind and protective of every child. A staple of the community who knows more parents on a first-name basis than most of the school employees. Miss Crawford has been without wheels for the last 6 months after her car broke down and she lacked the money to repair or replace it.
Damn.
She says, I was lifting here, and then when I ran out of money, I had to get on a bus, Crawford told local CBS affiliate KTBT, but I had to do what I had to do. Learning of her predicament, the Moss Haven Dads Club pooled their time and expertise to get the beloved Miss Crawford back behind a wheel. Marcus Wather is a member of the Dads Club who organizes the Carpool Dads Volunteers, who drop children off to school every morning, saving parents gas and keeping kids safe. It was Wather's idea to raise money to buy Miss Crawford a new car. The club raised an incredible $6,800 in just a few days, and from there, Wather tagged in local dad Adam Tharp, general manager of Highland Lake Automotive. Tharp found a white Jeep that wouldn't break his books to sell at an extreme discount. He took care of a few minor outstanding issues and even threw in some free oil change coupons.
That's nice.
Car in hand, Tharp then passed the ball to Jeremy Graves, another dad from the club who took care of the liability insurance on the car on behalf of Miss Crawford. After that, the Jeep and the dads were ready, and on a morning in early March, surprised Miss Crawford while she was on duty.
Wow.
In a Facebook post by the school district, Crawford can be seen holding her mouth in shock as she got the news. Community isn't just a buzzword. Read a blog post from the Richardson Independent School District where Moss Haven is located. It's the action, time, and commitment of the parents, teachers, staff, and all those who show up in the smallest and biggest ways.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
That's nice that they were
That's
able
pretty
to
cool.
do that for her.
Like, that's got to be
Yeah.
life-changing, too.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because not only were you doing Lyft, and now and then you went to the bus.
that had to get expensive
Yeah.
really quickly
Exactly.
doing Lyft.
That's
Oh,
wild.
that's tough. But that's so exciting that
Yeah.
she got a new car.
I know, right?
That's really nice.
Before we
for
wrap up,
her.
we want to let everybody know. We want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree, have some topic requests, or maybe you have your own Am I the Asshole or even a feel-good story. We want to hear about it. So feel free to drop a comment, send us a direct message, or email us.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Be sure to check out the Rants on the Rocks episode tomorrow, Escaping Twin Flames.
Yep.
If you haven't watched it, it's a three-part mini series on Netflix. Go check it out and then come watch the doc.
Yeah, definitely try to watch it before you...
Or not the doc, the episode.
Yeah. Try to watch the documentary before you watch the episode. It may make a little more sense, but you cover it pretty well to where like you lay out the whole story. So instead of spending, 3 of the short series episomes, you just tune into ours and you get the full story.
Yeah.
So whichever one you really prefer. Yeah.
But yeah, do that.
There we go. All right.
hang out.
That's it for us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.